Friends, talk about few places, few countries in the world where the people are in precarious condition, in extremely dangerous condition where even survival is difficult. Not in hundreds and thousands, but in millions. And it's all man-made, not natural, but unnatural, created by the human itself. How? Let us talk few examples. Let us start from West Papua. You must have heard the name of this country. I have talked earlier also. The genocidal campaign is taking place. West Papua was, after Second World War, one of those countries where the people were not allowed to select, to choose their own future. The UNO allowed, and the surrounding countries, to let Indonesia capture this country. In 1962, the Indonesian army annexed this, and on behalf of UNO, in 1969, there was a forced referendum where only 1% Papuans were permitted to participate. That too they knew or didn't know what does it mean. And they said the maximum of them have agreed to be part of Indonesia. And since then, the Indonesians have been using this part as their backyard. And by the way, West Papua is extremely rich as far as natural resources are concerned. And the resistance in the meantime has grown quite a lot peacefully as well as through arms. And there have been systematic campaign against them by Indonesian army, where over a period of approximately 30 years, 100 to 300,000 Papuans have been murdered. Palestine, I need not go into detail, but the Palestinian lands which have been occupied by Israel, West Bank, East Jerusalem and Gaza Patti. Officially they have occupied it. UNO knows it, the world knows it. It is to be returned back to the Palestinians. But they are not. And systematically, by legal discrimination laws by Israeli police, Israeli army, in name of so-called peace, maintaining peace, fighting against terrorism, they have been removing them from their own establishments where these Palestinians have been residing over decades and centuries, murdering them, killing them, and in turn making Jews establish themselves. This is being done on the purpose, officially being done. Afghanistan, I do not need to tell you in detail. USA, after 2 decades of occupation, finally left in most disgraceful fashion 1 and 2 months back. But what happened to Afghanistan, the rule of Taliban, is extreme barbarism. What is happening to the women, to the other people there? You know it. Myanmar, most of the time after it became independent, had been under military rule. When Suu Kyi finally came to the power and she was awarded, yes, she was awarded Nobel Peace Prize, a massacre started against, a planned massacre by the military under her instruction against the Rohingyas. More than 100,000 Rohingyas were murdered. Thousands of them, close to 750,000 of them, were forced to leave that country and come to Burma. My fault, come to Bangladesh and other adjacent countries. 40,000 of them in India, where they are in utter disgraceful condition. The government of India do not want them to be here for a single day. Sudan, after it got divided into two parts. The internal conflict is there. In addition, the flood climate will come on this later. Ethiopia and Tigray, one of its province, where the Tigray People's Army fought against Ethiopians and lost, but then war is continuing. And in 7 months of war, thousands of people have been killed, women raped. And by the way, Ethiopian President Abiy Ahmed Ali, he is also Nobel Peace Prize winner. And another one, you must be knowing, Obama, the drone master who enhanced uses of drones against the civilian world over and killed thousands of them. Yugoslavia, after it broke down in many different states like Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, Macedonia, etc., was attacked by NATO, and the massive massacre took place. Women murdered, killed, raped under the leadership of NATO. Many of ex-USSR such things have happened. Ukraine, where 20-25% of women have been forced, either voluntarily, to become sex workers or physically forced to. Africa, half of them suffering in the same fashion. Haiti, Yemen, the coalition forces, so-called, to establish democracy in Yemen under the leadership of Saudi Arabia, one of the most despicable state in the world, aided by US and USA. Thousands and thousands of children are on verge of death because of lack of food. And even what international help comes, Saudi Arabia does not let them come. Similar to what Israel does to the aid that is coming to Palestinians. Similarity exists in most of the places. Climate change itself is causing massive destruction world over. The immediate effect that we are seeing is not only hike of temperature reaching 50-52 degrees centigrade even in Europe and other parts of northern hemisphere, but extreme of weather and for a longer duration, either flood like I talked about in Sudan or drought, and as a result millions of people are migrating, especially agricultural workers, to the places where they can find some shelter, some food to survive, so that they can delay the death. This is happening. The people world over have become excess not because of population, but because they are out of production and distribution system. The capitalist system doesn't need them. Capitalist system only needs them who enhance their, valorize their profit. What, how, when we come out of this vicious circle where we run after employment, run after the capitalists, please give us something, who in turn exploit us, and we run after more. They exploit us more, become more powerful, and worse the condition of ours. Thank you, friends.